And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. I need somebody with arms strong enough to wrestle a calf and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to call hogs, tame cantankerous machinery, come home hungry, have to wait lunch until his wife's done feeding visiting ladies, then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon and mean it. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then pain in from tractor back, put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God had to have somebody willing to ride the ruts at double speed to get the hay in ahead of the rain clouds and yet stop in midfield and race to help when he sees the first smoke from a neighbor's place. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to sniff the broken leg of a meadowlark. So God made a farmer. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners. Somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk and replenish the self-feeder and finish a hard week's work with a 5-mile drive to church. Somebody who'd bail a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
Wonderful tribute. Thank you so much, and many thanks to all those folks that were involved in setting up those product distributions, etc. So as you've already seen, right, we also wish we were together in person, but thankfully we are afforded this virtual platform as we pray to the technological and broadband gods, right, to make this go smoothly. As you've already seen, we're doing our best. So let's sit back and enjoy our first ever virtual Dairy Day. And with that, today we are celebrating the premium nature of the Empire State's diverse lineup of dairy products made possible by the hard work of New York's 3,600 dairy farmers, producing over 15 billion pounds of milk from its 620,000 plus milking cows and almost 400 processors. As we enjoy our delightful and nutritious products, know there are people working diligently behind the scenes to introduce more consumers to the proven benefits of dairy and to the diversity of those products. The American Dairy Association Northeast works diligently to accomplish this task. Please join me in welcoming American Dairy Association Northeast's president, representing nearly 10,000 dairy farmers, Ms. Audrey Donahoe. Audrey.
Thank you, Casey, and good morning. As Casey said, my name is Audrey Donahoe. I am the president of your local dairy checkoff organization, American Dairy Association Northeast. My husband Jeff and I, along with our family, operate Atris Farm in Clayville. It's an honor to work with my fellow dairy farmers to direct one of the strongest promotion programs in the country, and to be able to build sales and trust of dairy with the more than 50 million consumers in our region, including New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia, and Northern Virginia. Our dairy farmers are proud to sponsor one of the most popular attractions on the fairground and one of the most best-kept secrets of the New York State Fair, the butter sculpture located in the Dairy Products Building. This year's theme, Back to School, Sports and Play, You're Gonna Need Milk for That. The sculpture, sponsored by Wegmans, prepares youth to get back to a routine of academics and recreation, and depicts how milk helps energize their return to nearly normal activities. While you're in the building, you'll be greeted by county dairy princesses from across the state who are sharing dairy nutrition information. You can also check out our awesome interactive booth, the #MilkMovesMe gift booth. Consumers can create their own animated GIF, a quick video clip of themselves with Team USA Olympic bronze medal winner Ariel Torres. In a half hour, join me for the Undeniably Dairy Shake-Off, the Celebrity Milkshake making contest started over in the Chevy Court Pavilion. The annual event features local media teams assisted by dairy princesses who made their own milkshake recipes. There's certainly something for everyone on Dairy Day here at the fair. Please take the time to enjoy New York's #1 agricultural industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey, and we appreciate your leadership in our industry. Please enjoy a video titled "This Milk is for You," made by the Dairy Partners of Jefferson County. All right, wonderful job. Now, moving right along, we all know that we could not have Dairy Day without the strong presence of the New York State Dairy Princess as ambassadors of the dairy industry who are tireless in sharing their knowledge and experience with consumers, children's groups, and the public. I've always been deeply impressed by the caliber of individuals who act on the industry's behalf to work tirelessly and have conversations around the state of all the good that dairy brings into our lives and our diets as a staple. Please join me in welcoming the 2021-2022 New York State Princess from Shenango County, Ms. Shelby Benjamin. Shelby.
Good morning. My name is Shelby Benjamin, and I'm the 2021-2022 New York State Dairy Princess. I would like to thank everyone for joining us at this year's annual Dairy Day breakfast at the Great New York State Fair. I'm humbled to be here today to represent our hardworking New York dairy farmers. I am able to support the industry I love because all of you. The New York State Dairy Princess Court has been working hard to share the stories of dairy farmers. We keep an online presence reaching hundreds of consumers through social media. We have utilized our resources by posting videos on cow comfort, the nutritious aspects of dairy, and how farmers are great stewards of our natural resources. We have also had many opportunities to make personal connections with consumers through in-person events. Today, I am beyond excited to continue those connections through communicating with fairgoers on the importance of dairy. Whether it is in the Birthing Center, at the brand new Milk Moves Me booth in the Dairy Products Building, or at the 53rd Annual Butter Sculpture, I'm here to share the message on how dairy farmers work diligent hours to care for their land and their animals to produce a safe, nutritious, and wholesome beverage. I look forward to working with my fellow state princes and all the county princes throughout this year. Let's enjoy celebrating the wonderful farmers of New York here at Dairy Day at the Great New York State Fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelby. We all wish you continued success and again are so fortunate to have such wonderful examples of the dairy industry to assist in our messaging. So at this time, we'd like for you to enjoy a video about New York State cheese manufacturing.
New York State, it's a great place to make cheese. When I saw the quality of the milk here, I thought I died and gone to heaven.
The soil here is very fertile and it gives the crops a distinct nutritional value, and that is passed on to the pronounced flavors of all our cheeses.
Great Lakes Cheese is still family owned and moving into the third generation. That family culture is evident. I make a point on a daily basis to walk through the plant. I try to touch base with all the employees that are here. We take a lot of pride in what we do. We take our time. We do not rush through the cheese making process.
Food should be fun. Food should be interesting. Here at Yancey's Fancy, there's not a lot of subtlety about what we do. We try and put wow into the experience of eating our cheese. And wow, that's hot. Wow, that's sharp. Wow, that's creamy. All in all, we manufacture about 13 million pounds of cheese a year.
Macadam is the oldest continuously operating cheese plant in the United States. I manage our culture program, which gives the cheeses their flavor. It's a little bit of science. It's a little bit of artisanship. Every day we process about 1,400,000 pounds of milk. It equates to about 50 million pounds of cheese annually.
We're the largest cheese packager in the country. We process 2.5 million pounds of milk per day, which is just under 900 million pounds annually. That milk is converted into 90 million pounds of cheese each year. The milk that the farmers provide us here is some of the best in the country. And one thing that they take a lot of pride in is knowing that it's going into a product that is award-winning. And when the farmers hear that feedback, that just brings things full circle. You know, they take a lot of pride in knowing that what they're doing every day is putting good quality food on the table.
That's what we deliver, food that people are going to really enjoy and want to enjoy again and again. Inspiration kind of comes from everywhere. We just go with our instincts, in some cases, customers' instincts.
Cheese is fun to make, cheese is fun to eat. Cheese goes with everything, and I really enjoy being involved in feeding millions of people.
You can see us continuing to introduce new flavors and new cheeses. We have something for everybody, and we have a lot of things for a lot of people.
Excellent. So as we talked earlier about the IT factor here, we're going to try to enhance the experience a little bit and move the camera that I currently am on into a presenter mode. So please bear with us while we try that. Our IT staff is working diligently to take care of that. Good. All right. So, as you see, we continue on. So that was wow. Speaking of the video, to quote Ryan Bailey, wow, a perfect segue into one of the largest portions of this morning's festivities, and that is the Dairy Products Awards. This is a wonderful showcase of New York's diverse and specialized dairy products, serving not just the consumers of New York, but the entire world. There's a lot of work behind the scenes going into making consistent and exceptional quality dairy products, and we embrace this opportunity to recognize those companies or individuals this morning. I would like to welcome the New York State Cheese Manufacturers Association President, Mr. Nathan Pissner, to announce the winners. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you, Casey. On behalf of the New York State Cheese Manufacturers Association, thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Nathan Pissner, the association's president. Founded in 1864, our association focuses on several objectives, which include the improvement and control of the quality of the cheese produced in New York State. Every year, we are blessed to be reminded of the quality that is produced from the cheese manufacturers through the New York State Fair Cheese Contest, and this year was no exception. Although overall entry numbers may have declined slightly over past years, the craftsmanship was on full display. Judging was completed by industry and subject matter experts from Cornell University, as well as current and former employees from the New York State Ag and Markets Department. I would like to thank all the farmers who supply the best milk in the country to all the New York State cheese manufacturing plants, and to all the employees who have truly shown their dedication and commitment to their organizations, especially over the last 18 months. So please support the New York State cheese products and the winners that I'm just now about to announce. And there are several classes, so please be patient with me. Class 1, current cheddar, gold and silver awards to Great Lakes Cheese from Adams, New York. Class 2, aged cheddar, gold and silver again to Great Lakes Cheese from Adams, New York. And Class 3, super aged cheddar, gold and silver awards to Great Lakes Cheese from Adams, New York. Class 4, cottage cheese full fat, gold to H.B. Hood Lafargeville, silver, Upstate Niagara Cooperative, and Award of Excellence to H.P. Hood Vernon. Class 5 low-fat cottage cheese, gold to H.P. Hood Lafargeville, silver H.P. Hood Vernon, and Award of Excellence to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 6 non-fat cottage cheese, gold to H.P. Hood Vernon, silver H.P. Hood Lafargeville, and Award of Excellence to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 8 low moisture mozzarella, the gold to Empire Cheese Incorporated, silver Lactalis American Group, and Award of Excellence to Lactalis American Group. Class 9 mozzarella non-pizza, gold, silver, and Award of Excellence to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 10 ricotta, gold and silver, Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 11 provolone, gold and silver to Empire Cheese Incorporated, and Award of Excellence to Lactalis American Group. Class 13 flavored natural cheese, the gold to Old Chatham Creamery. Class 12 and 14 open class, gold Old Chatham Creamery, silver Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 12, 15, and 19 Farmstead open class, gold to Old Chatham, silver Eden Valley Creamery, and Award of Excellence to East Hill Creamery. Class 16 Farmstead goat sheet cheese, the gold to Old Chatham Creamery. Class 20 sour cream, the gold to Upstate Niagara Cooperative, silver H.P. Hood Lafargeville. Class 21 buttermilk, gold and silver to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 22 dairy dips, gold and silver again to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. Class 23 plain yogurt, gold and silver, Upstate Niagara, Award of Excellence, H.P. Hood Lafargeville. Class 24 flavored yogurt, gold, silver, and Award of Excellence to Upstate Niagara Cooperative. And our grand champion for the 2021 dairy products competition, Old Chatham Creamery with their mixed milk Hudson Valley Camembert. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Another great job. Thank you, Nathan, and congrats to all the award winners. One of the most competitive awards this morning is the coveted Fluid Milk Awards. The results of these tests are heavily scrutinized and undergo numerous examinations. To present the prominent award is the Gellert Family Professor of Food Safety at Cornell University, which houses the Milk Quality Improvement Program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Martin Weidman.
Thank you, Casey, and good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to announce the Fluid Milk Award winners. Before I announce the specific award winners, I just want to emphasize how important the collaboration between the dairy farmers of New York and the food process and the dairy process in New York is. Casey already pointed out the magnitude of milk produced in New York and the number of farmers we have here. It's also important to realize that we have more than 100 dairy processors who take this high-quality raw material and convert it into high-quality products for New York, the rest of the US, and the world. And with the rest of the world, this is becoming more and more important as more and more of the New York and US dairy products are exported. These more than 100 dairy processors in New York include more than 30 processors that make fluid milk products, which are honored through these awards that I'm presenting today. These awards, as Casey pointed out, are based on substantial amount of data. Every one of the processors in New York gets samples collected at least twice a year. We test multiple products. We test their quality over time, not just at one point. So there's a large amount of data that goes into these awards that really honor the cream of the crop, or maybe the cream of the milk in this case, with these awards. We produce quality, high-quality dairy products and fluid milks throughout the New York processors. But these ones, the award winners you see today, are really the best. One last important thing to realize with these awards is these awards are not a one-way street where Cornell receives milk, tests it, and then hands out the awards. These awards are part of a comprehensive program that is funded by the New York State Dairy Promotion Board and the New York State Dairy Farmer Dollars, which support Cornell University to work with processors and farmers to assure high-quality fluid milk products, where we take the information we collect to go back, visit dairy processors to assure continuous improvement of fluid milk products to allow them to compete in a changing world. This changing world now includes an increasing emphasis on e-commerce that we've seen increase rapidly over the last year and a half during the COVID pandemic. They also see an increasing competition of non-dairy beverages. That is, continuous improvement of fluid milk is important. With that introduction to the program, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2021 award winners. The Fluid Milk Awards are given out in different categories. There's an overall category. The winner in the overall category is Upstate Farms Rochester and their employees, represented by Daryl, Jean, Steve, and Chris here. The second overall is Stewards, represented by Matthew, Erica, and Adam, and all their employees. Then we also have specialty awards. One of them is for small dairy processors. These are important as we see an increasing emphasis on local products and a part of the thriving New York State dairy industry. The winner of the Small Processor Award this year is Stoltzfus Family Dairy, represented by Matt and Laverne. Then we also have specialty awards. One of them is for the best chocolate milk of the state, maybe the most coveted award. Also goes to the Stoltzfus Family Dairy. And finally, the newest member of this award family is an award for the best flavored fluid milk in the state. And this goes to Upstate Farms Buffalo, represented by Julia and Jean. I want to congratulate all the award winners, but I also want to congratulate and thank the overall dairy industry from farm to processor to making excellent dairy products in this state.
Thank you, Dr. Weidman, and congrats to Upstate Farms and Stoltzfus Farms Dairy and all the fluid milk contestants. One of the most recognized awards around the countryside is the long-established Dairy of Distinction Awards that many of our industry partners hang with pride. To present this year's Dairy of Distinction Awards is the president for New York, Miss Mary Lynn Collins. Welcome, Mary Lynn.
Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to present our annual Dairy Distinction Awards. Established nearly 40 years ago, the Northeast Dairy Farm Beautification Program developed the Dairy of Distinction Award to highlight our local dairy producers who go above and beyond in their efforts to maintain a well-kept and attractive farmstead. And this, as we know, helps to promote a positive image in our dairy industry to our consumers. In just a moment, I will reveal the chosen recipients of two of our awards. This is the Person of Distinction and Business of Distinction Awards. But before I get to that, I want to take just a moment to recognize the loss of two key individuals with strong ties to our New York dairy industry. Many of you involved in today's program will certainly recognize the names and their significant roles they played. The first person I'd like to mention is Dawn Hooper, who worked for Dane for 22 years, 10 of which was spent managing the Dairy Princess and Promotion Program. In her honor, American Dairy Association Northeast has created the Dawn Hooper Memorial Scholarship Award, given to a dairy princess who exhibits personal and team excellence in the New York Dairy Princess Program. Now, this first scholarship is scheduled to be awarded in February of 22 at the New York State Dairy Princess Pageant. So in support of Dawn's efforts and contribution to Dane's mission to serve not only New York dairy producers, but Northeast dairy producers as well, Our program, New York Dairy Distinction Program, would like to make a $500 contribution to the scholarship fund. And secondly, we'd like to recognize Bruce Krupke. As many of you well know, Bruce was no stranger to the dairy industry. From his early years with Byrne Dairy to his time spent as regional marketing specialist with ADADC, to his 26-year run as VP of Northeast Dairy Foods Association and Northeast Dairy Supply Association, Bruce had that desire and the know-how to protect and represent the best intentions of our New York dairy industry. I recall my very first time meeting Bruce. It was at my first Dairy Day presentation. We were live then. I was nervous, but not Bruce. His smile, his enthusiasm, and the excitement for the day was almost palpable. I was impressed by that, and it was truly genuine. So again, the New York Dairy of Distinction Program would like to show our appreciation for Bruce's efforts to support New York dairy industry by contributing $500 to the Bruce W. Krupke Memorial Scholarship Fund. So thank you both for your contributions to our industry. And moving on with today's program. It is my pleasure to share with you our organization's picks for this year's Person of Distinction and Business of Distinction Awards. Our Person of Distinction is Sheila Marshman, and please allow me a bit of time to share some of Sheila's accomplishments. Sheila Marshman is an Associate Professor of Agricultural Business at Morrisville State College. During Dr. Marshman's tenure at Morrisville State College, she developed the college's 4-year degree in Agricultural Business Development and is currently co-writing the college's first master's degree, a MS in Food and Agribusiness. In 2016, she was awarded the SUNY Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Service. In 2015, Marshman joined the consulting team of New York FarmNet, based out of Dyson School at Cornell University. She helps farm families across New York make financial decisions and plan their future through succession and estate planning. Marshman also serves on the board for the Development Shenango Corporation, the NBT Bank, Southern Tier Regional Advisory Board, the New York Promotion Order Board, and the New York State Agriculture Foundation Board. She is also a graduate of LEAD Class 11. She resides with her husband John and their daughter Lily on his family's 7th generation dairy farm, Tiger Lily Holsteins, owned by John, David, and Corey Marshman, which was founded back in 1856. Marshman is active in many local organizations, including youth softball and 4-H, and Sheila is also noted for her involvement in the past year's product giveaway efforts at both the college and in Shenango County. Sheila, congratulations on being our selection for Person of Distinction on behalf of New York State Dairy Distinction Program. Our second and final award for today is the Business of Distinction Award. This year's Business of Distinction Award winner holds a significant presence in New York's dairy industry. This presence is recognizable not only on grocery store shelves, but also in contributions made at the farm level. This business is the only dairy processor to approach PRO-DAIRY with an interest in contributing monies towards programs that impact dairy producers. This business has a history of contribution to the Dairy Advancement Program, allowing funds to be awarded for business planning efforts. And most recently, this business partnered with American Farmland Trust to award 22 New York dairy farms microgrants through the Dairy Forward Partnership, utilizing proceeds from their farmer batch yogurt. It may come to no surprise to you that Chobani is our Business of Distinction Award, so congratulations to Chobani. Thank you for your continued efforts to support our industry, and thank you for this opportunity today.
Great job, Mary Lynn. Thanks so much, and congrats to all of those award winners. The next prestigious award is the Cornell PRO-DAIRY Agriservice Award. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Cornell PRO-DAIRY representative, Dr. Tom Overton.
All right, thanks, Casey. And I don't know about everybody else, but I miss the great food and dairy products that we all consume normally at Dairy Day. So anyways, I can't wait for next year. Anyway, so it's my privilege to present yet again this year the PRO-DAIRY Agriservice Award. This is an award that is nominated and selected by the PRO-DAIRY staff, and it's in recognition of outstanding contributions to New York State agriculture, and especially the dairy industry. So I'm very pleased that to award this year's award to Pat Hooker. So Pat is certainly no stranger to the folks here in the room, nor to those who are here online. Pat, through all his contributions, beginning originally with New York Farm Bureau and related activities, all the way through his service as Commissioner of Ag and Markets, Director of Agribusiness Development for Empire State Development, and most recently as Deputy Secretary for Food and Agriculture. Pat's been a staunch advocate for the New York dairy industry and also for educational programs like PRO-DAIRY that really seek to improve the competitiveness of our industry. And so it truly is my pleasure to recognize Pat, and I have a fairly hefty plaque that here that says the 2021 Agriservice Award presented to Patrick Hooker in appreciation and recognition of outstanding contributions to New York State agriculture through support of Cornell Cal's PRO-DAIRY, signed by me and then Commissioner Richard Ball from Department of Ag and Markets. So we will be, as Pat knows, we will be connecting sometime in the next few weeks, so we can hand this off to him and probably have some beer and cheese and things like that. So congratulations, Pat.
Excellent job, Tom, and congrats. Pat, as I was writing my comments for today, I used some of the similar terms. You know, a true advocate, a mentor, strong leader for agriculture, and I just closed it with one you want on your team. So speaking of which, moving right along, it is my pleasure to welcome someone I have had the distinct pleasure of serving under. First, a farmer, a strong leader, a constant advocate for agriculture, a good friend to many, and our Commissioner of Agriculture. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Richard Ball.
Thank you so much, Casey. I echo your sentiments about Pat. Great award, well deserved for my mentor. And good morning. It's so great to be here on the fairgrounds, albeit virtually, for the 2021 Dairy Day ceremony. It has been a terrific week here at the fair, and it's been fantastic to be back with our friends in agriculture, visiting the Dairy Products Building, the Birthing Center, and of course the butter sculpture. And I would add, of course, my daily ritual of ice cream here. We have an amazing opportunity here at the fair to reach our customers, to educate our youth, and to make those connections that will build the bridge to our future. I always say that Dairy Day feels like a family reunion. And while things are a little different this year with the award ceremony, I'm pleased that we're back and that we've been able to present the awards for some of our finest dairy products and many dairy processors and producers. Thank you for all you do and for your contributions to New York Dairy. I also want to extend my thanks to some of the partners that we have here today. It's great to be here with the Dairy Princesses, our Cornell partners, American Dairy Association, our cheese manufacturers. Thank you for being here with us today. And so many other people who have worked so hard to make today special, including my right arm, Deputy Commissioner Jennifer Trodden, our Milk Control and Dairy Service Director, Casey McHugh, Associate Commissioner Nicole LeBlond, and Alicia Hennings from our Dairy Division, Milk Control, who was actually the chief judge in the annual dairy products competition. And a great big virtual round of applause to all of the winners and to everyone who participated and helped put on this ceremony. Thank you so much. The high quality products that New York's dairy farmers and manufacturers produce and process From milk to yogurt to cheese and butter are second to none and reflect the hard work and dedication that all of you put in every day. Dairy is our #1 ag sector, and for good reason. We're good at it. We have the land, the water, the proximity to the marketplace, and we have the best producers in the world who are supplying milk to some of the best processors on the globe. It's been a very challenging few years for our industry, but as you know, agriculture was not postponed or canceled, and you never stopped working to feed our families. We are proud to have advocated for you during this time, staying in regular contact with USDA, seeking financial assistance where needed on your behalf, and most importantly, launching Nourish New York program, which has been perhaps the greatest relief program during the pandemic anywhere in the country. This initiative was launched in the early days of the public health crisis when our markets got turned upside down. Schools and restaurants closed. So many of our dairy farmers and processors had nowhere to go with their milk. It was a devastating time, but I'm proud to say in the days and weeks following, Nourish New York became a lifeline for so many of our businesses that were struggling. A year plus later, the Nourish New York program is still providing funding to our food banks, who are purchasing food from our farmers and dairy manufacturers and providing it to families that are in need. I'm happy to report that so far, Nourish New York has helped New York's food banks and emergency food providers purchase more than 34.7 million pounds of agricultural products, or nearly 28.9 million meals for New York families. Nourish New York purchases have benefited over 4,178 farms across the state, and of the total dollars spent, over 33% of those purchases have been on dairy products alone. The program is a huge success, and I thank our colleagues in the legislature for supporting this program and ensuring additional funding was secured in the budget so that this program could continue to operate through the end of this year. We are also working on doing a better job at telling your story, at making sure consumers know who you are and the great pride that you take in creating unique, delicious, and nutritious products for families. Here in New York State, we're pretty proud of our Taste New York program and our New York State Grown and Certified program. New York Grown and Certified, which certifies our processors and our farms for maintaining high levels of food safety and environmental sustainability standards, continues to grow, most especially in the dairy industry. I have the great privilege to chair our Milk Marketing Advisory Committee and our Dairy Promotions Order Board, and I'm excited about what I'm hearing from these groups. Together, we are navigating how we can boost the industry, how to make the right connections so that we can increase milk consumption, further our research, and get more New York-produced dairy into our schools. As part of the work of the Council, and to further develop the dairy industry in our state, we launched, before COVID began, the Dairy Think Tank. The sole purpose of the think tank is to gather great minds and leaders in the industry to talk about the dairy industry, dairy challenges, and the future of dairy in New York. In fact, we just recently met in Auburn, had a very excellent meeting, and I think that reinvigorated all of us. We're excited about these initiatives and the future of industry as we continue to recover and build back stronger and better together. I remain optimistic for the future of the dairy industry. All you need to do is look at our next generation, from our dairy princesses to our FFA and 4-H, our state officers and members, many of whom have been at the fairgrounds with me sharing their passion and educating the public about New York dairy. Today is an opportunity to celebrate that. So with that, I want to thank you all for being with us today. I want to raise my 25-cent cup of milk to you. Today's strawberry milk. Thank you for what you do.
I've been a dairy farmer since 1986. The alarm goes off at 2:40, usually in the barn about 3. And it's just nice to snap the lights on a little after 3 and look in a bunch of really well put together nice cows that are going to make a good amount of milk and produce nature's most perfect food.
We've been growing apples in New York State since the 60s. My great-grandfather and grandfather started this business. Being a farmer, it's really been something that's been in our blood for many, many years. You know, it's a love for the land. It's a love to keep our environment green and to keep some of the old ways of doing things still going.
The nice thing about being at the root of civilization, people first, they have to drink, and then second, people have to eat, so we're not in a bad place.
COVID has had a big impact on many businesses, especially in agriculture.
Right after we realized that COVID was a serious problem, particularly in New York with the amount of people in the city that were getting sick, the food chain got totally disrupted. And of course, you can't say, oh, cows, we don't need the milk, so cut it out. Milk, it has to go. It just can't sit around and languish. The second month of this thing, we dumped a little. It's a little painful, you know?
But at the same time, you have people in New York who are going hungry and can't pay for enough food. Tremendous demand on food banks. So we've been putting the two together. It makes no sense to have farmers who can't sell their product and families that can't get enough to eat. So we have been funding efforts to connect the farmers to the food banks. And we've done that with about $25 million to what we call our Nourish New York initiative.
I'd say that one of the biggest impacts that COVID has had is, you know, a renewed sense of sustainability through all factors of life, be that from medical supplies to food source to just people having to live within and reside within their own communities. This year has all been about being there for each other and how to better ourselves and within our own environment. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of. Programs like Nourish New York and a lot of the food bank drives have really helped farmers in New York State be able to make sure that the extra supplies we have are going to the people that are closest to us. And I hope that that continues for many years to come.
The fact that it's good, local, nutritious food that's going to our neighbors is critical, and it makes us feel a little better about what we do. And for whatever financial hit we've taken, it softens the blow a bit.
Some people have paid an extraordinarily high price. Let's make sure no New Yorker goes hungry.
Wonderful. Perfect way to conclude today's Dairy Day, Dairy Awards ceremony. We thank you so much for your hard work, your dedication to the dairy industry, and look forward to seeing everyone next year in person, fingers crossed. And we thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful day. Again, anybody coming onto the grounds, the birthing center, as the commissioner mentioned, is alive and well. You got the best deal on the fair. All of the ice cold chocolate and whole milk that you can ask for 25 cents a pop. Strawberry will be showing up, and